Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now on the field before you is the 2024 edition of your Macomb Senior High School Marching Bomber Band. Please rise and join us in our national anthem.
And welcome to TSSR Game Time Live as we get set for this matchup between the Macomb Bombers and the West Hancock Titans. I'm Ken Suter here on the call alongside Tony as always, and we are getting set for a good matchup.
Absolutely. You know what? This is such a great football game tonight. Little bit odd to say that as the 0-3 West Hancock Titans make the trip up here against the 3-0 Macomb Bombers, but you got to look a little deeper at those numbers. West Hancock has had a brutal beginning to their schedule. They've played Deer Creek Mackinac, they've played Farmington, they've played Elmwood Brimfield. And here's the thing, you look at it, yeah, their defense struggled a little bit in the early going here. They've given up 189 points. Now, some of those are there's been a pick six, there's been a return touchdown, special teams. But look at the other side. Against those three teams, they've put up 92 points on the scoreboard. And here's the deal. Their three opponents for which they've gone 0-3, you know what their combined record is? It's 8-1. And the one loss is Deer Creek Mackinac lost to a tough 3-0 Eureka team over there by Peoria. So they've played a brutal schedule to this point. They believe they're battle-tested coming into this. Now, on the other side, Macomb football, their combined opponent's record is 0-9. So they've had a little bit of a soft landing into this schedule. But I'll tell you what, I talked to quarterback Braden Holthouse this week. You know what he said? He said that most exciting thing, Coach, we haven't played a game of football yet. We have not clicked together yet. We haven't put it all together yet. And when we do, it's going to be scary. And the confidence in his eyes. And you know what else he told me? Remember last year, he'd get about 15, maybe 20 plays on defense here and there. Haven't done that yet this year. He's been begging those coaches. He's like, Coach, let me get out there. Let me play a few reps. I know I can help. So this kid's hungry. He's ready to play. West Hancock's coming into this game, and they're thinking, you know what? We've played the hardest part of our schedule. We get a win against a good Macomb football team. We go into the soft part of our schedule, and we go from 0-3 looking like a playoff team. It's not crazy. It's been done. You know it's been done because Macomb started 0-3 before marching their way to their only semifinal appearance in Bomber history. On the other side, Macomb's 3-0. They need this game because their schedule tightens up pretty hard. And they want to go into that section of the schedule 4-0, riding high, a lot of confidence, clicking on all cylinders, and ready to go ahead and get battle-tested on their way into the playoffs. So huge game for both sides.
And really, we're getting to see the whole mix together of as Lincoln Trail goes in with the Prairie Land. As you know, I've been doing most of the 8-man games so far this year. This is the first time I'm getting to see two local teams battle it out in 11-man in this new conference mix. So forgive me if I trip up on the extra players as we get to going. As the Bomber fans are stood up, the fan section down there as Neon Night. We're set to go soon, about to run out the tunnel, 6 minutes till kickoff. And as we're looking towards this, you already mentioned quarterback Holthouse. What about the skill players? Which main ones are we looking at to really make some damage against this tough defense?
We can't look at the film without having number one pop out at you, and that's Drew Watson. Obviously, great hands. He's got speed. He's got some wiggle. He does a phenomenal job on choice routes of finding grass, finding space, and getting himself open. He's a great outlet for his quarterback. You've got the speedster, Kylan McMillan. We talked about him week one. They took a first play effort, didn't connect on it, and we didn't see much of him, but he started to make his presence known not last week, but in week 2. He had a spectacular athletic touchdown here on this side of the field, cutting across, cutting up, just flashing that speed. He's one of those guys that takes the cap off of a defense. But one guy who we haven't heard a lot of, but we know is coming. Is number 7, Jack Beal. Jack Beal's a very sure-handed, big-bodied receiver, tough kid. He's going to be getting the football, and he's going to be a possession-type receiver, and he's going to get a lot of big pickups for the Bombers. Another guy that came on last year, hadn't played a lot of football, is Langdon Lambert. This young man came out as a junior and made some massive plays last year to push the sticks down the field. Haven't seen him come up enough. He's made some nice plays on defense. He's made some huge plays on defense, but we haven't seen him on the offensive side of the football. And these are guys that's what 11 was talking about to me, is he's got to start distributing the football to all these guys and getting them all in, soften up that coverage, take that double team, that bracket coverage away from Drew Watson, and open up that football field. Now, on the other side of that, how can we get some of that done? We got to get that ground game going. The line has been a little better than advertised. I'm going to tell you that. I've been pretty pleased on initial punch. Now we've got to sustain those blocks. We got to drive them a little bit. When we punch and release in pass pro, we got to make sure we know what our responsibility is. We can't chase. When we chase, what happens? Those arms go outside of the chest plate, and we get those yellow flags on the field. So we got to do a better job of our assignments, shore up that offensive line, which has been a pleasant surprise, get a little bit more vinegar out of the hogs, out of the dogs down low. And I just can't wait. I can't wait to see it all come together.
Outside the fence now as they get set to go through the tunnel here. Just about 4 minutes on the clock. Man, there's a lot of excitement. There was already probably half-field stands by the time I got here an hour beforehand to get set up. People were set, ready to stake their claim to watch this matchup.
Well, and it's not just this matchup. I think my mic dropped a little bit there. I'm sorry. Here come the Bombers onto the field, racing under the number 59 sign. We can't let this weekend go by without mentioning it was 1 year ago that these young men, they played a tough game in West Hancock. And what was tough about it, they lost their teammate, they lost their brother in a horrific accident last year. And they run out underneath that number 59 sign. He's still with them. And they carry that into every game. But they play for him, and we move forward. Tough situation, but our hearts and family our hearts are with the family, and it's just a horrific tragedy. But as the band's coming off the field, I wanted to mention, the crowd filling up early. Folks, we have a spectacular marching band.
100%.
And Doug Matsey is honestly, he's one of the best coaches in the building. And maybe you think it's weird to say that because it's band, it's not football or wrestling or basketball, but that's what he's doing. He's out there coaching. He's coaching all these different instrument sections and the groupings and, all those notes that relate to each other. And it's pretty masterful what he does. And, it's always great to hear the Bomber band. But you know what? We're lining up. Bombers are going to kick off to the Titans, going from right to left in front of us, and it is time for football, baby.
We're set to go. Looks like we're going to get started just a little bit soon, which I am 100% set up for. This game brought to you by McDonough District Hospital. McDonough District Hospital athletic trainers in the MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell and Macomb provide expert help to all area student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital. More than hospital. More than hospital care, a hospital caring. First ad read of the year, and I screwed it up. It gets the mess us up out of the way. Set to kick now as referees get set to go off. Here in this brand new Macomb Crow's Nest. It's almost a press box at this point.
It is a press box.
Real
Absolutely.
fancy.
Brand new press box. And there's the sophomore. Oh, we got a little pooch kick to the right side. It's on the ground.
And it's going to be bobbled around, but
and he goes to a knee, so that's automatic down in high school football. Don't even have to touch him. That knee goes down, and that's the end of the return. So almost a touchback. I think he gains about a half yard beyond the 20.
We'll see exactly where they're going to place him down at. Looks like about the 21-yard line, and that's where the Titans will get set up here for today. That's a little bit of a UFO-looking kick as it whirly-birded its way around.
Well, I tell you what, that young man has been a real bright spot for the Bombers. We haven't seen, we're kicking extra points, and he's gotten his leg into one a couple times. A little quick game.
Little screen pass out past to number 4. That's Gunnar Grothaus.
When you look on film, this is not your father's West Hancock Titan football team. The wing tee is a thing of the past. They're spread out. They go almost exclusively in 10 personnel. Don't see a tight end. Don't see a fullback. They go 2x2. They go trips. All these modern spread formations. They've been very successful in that quick game with bubble screens, with smash routes, with hitches. And they'll push the ball downfield. It's not as big a part of their game as maybe they would like yet. And here's a 2x2 formation in front of us right now.
They'll send a man in motion looking up for the blitz. They will send one. He spins off and doesn't get much going as they'll just keep pushing him towards the end.
It still hasn't blown, has it? I didn't hear anything.
I'm just going to go ahead and open one of these windows so I can hear something because I did not hear that whistle at all. He gets about a loss of 1. Nope, they'll just say back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
so
because that was all forward progress, but he let 5 Bombers carry him back 5-6 yards. I was waiting for that whistle, keep the kid safe. But so we're talking about their formations. They still will run the ball a lot. They'll run with their quarterback. They spread you out to try and empty the box, and the quarterback will drop and tuck and go. So what they're trying to do is get those outside linebackers outside of the box so they free up some running lanes. Quarterback drops back. He looks to his left, and he is brought down. Who else on the sack but big senior number 77, Alex Brown, who has made some humongous football plays on this young season. That's going to bring up a 4th down behind the sticks, 4th and a long 2 or a long 12, short 13. Looks like punt time. What a play by Alex Brown. And you know what? He had a buddy there right next to him. If he didn't clean it up himself, there were a couple of different Bombers converging on that play. There's a low snap. It bounces. Punter is now scrambling out. And he is brought down at about the 18-yard line. The Bombers will be set up deep inside Titan territory, inside the red zone. That snap bounced to the punter. It looked like he could have gotten it off, but there were a bunch of orange jerseys barreling down, so he tried to scramble out to the right. He looked downfield, but he tucked that ball up and tried to make a move and just couldn't get away. But Bombers get the ball, and they are set up inside Titan territory. Bombers go with twins to the right. They've got a wing to the left with a split end. And it's a quick pass, a little hitch. Pass is completed, met immediately by the outside linebacker. Drew Watson on the reception. They pick up about 3 there. Hitch game, part of that short passing game. You got your quicks, you got your bubbles, you got your now routes, you got your hitches. If you just complete the pass and are tackled, maybe not on the bubbles, obviously that's behind the line of scrimmage, but on a hitch, you know what, it's a 3-4 yard run. So that's successful. What you want is to spin outside towards the sideline and start getting vertical after your hitch route. That's when you've really been successful. But right now, we'll just take the run. Handoff inside. He is met at the line by 3 different white jerseys. Initial pressure by big number 71, Ryan Horn, the junior lineman. Brings down Malachi Conley. Loses 1 of those yards, and now it's going to be 3rd and 7. Now we've got a 2x2 tight formation, so those receivers are really close to the original inside 5 guys. And the patented Tanner Horrell freeze call picks up 5.
Got him to jump there. 8:24 left in this one as Bombers setting up with a great field position to get the first down, maybe even to the goal line here.
Down to the 10, so now that 3rd and 7 is 3rd and 2. Man, I say it every week, but it boggles my mind. I mean, that's got to be one of the top 3 play calls in Coach Horrell's book is that freeze call, and he gets a ton of yards on it, and everybody gets at least 2 games of film, and it still works. We got high school kids that are eager to get their get off and get into their assignment.
As much as you're ready to go and you're just waiting. Third and a little bit long, ready to get a good stop after that 3 and out. That's just going to get you.
Yeah, absolutely. That looked like it was going to be.
They barely got the 2 yards for the first. I will tell you.
Forward progress.
They had a guard out there blocking into the end zone. So really loving the push so far by this offensive line. Hands it off. Doesn't see much of anything in that inside zone.
You know what? And I didn't see. There must have been a puller that either didn't pull or got tripped up because there were 2 white jerseys there that didn't have a hand on them.
Both shot the A gap right at the same time, right at that line. That's when you pull. You got to make sure you're up and out. That second step has to be out. Switch out a few players here. 2nd and about 9 to go. They'll have wide receiver tight here on the left. 2 wide. Sends him in motion. It'll be a QB
there
keeper.
We go. And he's got it. He's getting into the orange end zone. Braden Oldhouse. Beautiful play. So you got the slot receiver set out to the right. You got the jet threat. They're yelling it out on defense. They know the jet threat's there. Motion comes across the formation. They fake the jet, and Braden Oldhouse calls his own number, pulls it out, and gets himself into the end zone. And there was a tremendous – you know what, Kenny, I think I could have got in there.
That had wide open, had 1 man to beat, and he's able to just get right through. They'll set to kick the PAT, and that one is up, and that is good.
Right down the middle for the sophomore.
So 7-1 here at Macomb as we get set for 7 minutes and 22 seconds left in the first quarter. We'll take a break and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets a much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. As we get set to go, 7:22 left, 7-0 as the Bombers able to run that in for the score. I believe that was quarterback Drew Watson. No, excuse me. First day.
Quarterback
Brandon Holthouse, yep. I'm getting all the names mixed up from basketball last year. I mean, I don't want to skip over football, but Macomb's basketball is going to be fun once again next year. It's picked up about the 22, and he's going to run into the middle, has a lot of blockers. He's still looking, gets tackled from behind, down at about the 44-yard line. So a really good return for the Titans.
Yeah, he was able to sidestep that initial pressure. Gets himself out to the 44. Bombers got only about 6 yards to play with before they're defending their own territory here. So real good field position for the Titans. They're just going to try and put that first exchange behind them and get back to work. They got trips to the near side. Number 7 is their big receiver. You got to find him on the field.
Looks like some laundry on the play, a little early movement. And it will be a false start, so they'll move him back 5 and try it again. So 1st and 15 now for West Hancock.
So on that original formation, 7 was the X to the near side. This time they're going trips to the far side. Kind of a loose bunch over there.
Still looking for the play call as they've got the QB line up. looking blitz, and they do send 2 and a quick slant. He just drops it. Just couldn't grab onto it right at the same time. Looks like he was looking for the lead and came right to him.
Yeah, there was a quick that was a quick 2-3 yard hitch. You know, that's one of those catch, plant the back foot, and get rid of the football. Football was gotten rid of on time, put it on his numbers, and I think that the receiver heard some footsteps. So we got trips near side, number 1, solo on the far side. And the Bombers are in 1 high coverage, so that's going to be locked up over there.
They're going to send a man in motion. They will stay in
Outside
man.
linebacker's going to stick there.
And he'll get a good push. He keeps on chugging down to the 44, 43. So almost about to the line of scrimmage. And it'll be 3rd and long.
Some strong legs there for number 10, Chandler Dedant, the running back, sophomore. They've got some underclassmen here. The future, you know, these West Hancock Titans, they've got some playmakers that are young, that are going to be coming up. They're going to be a problem here in the next couple of years.
3rd and long. Inside backer showing blitz.
I should say for the next couple of years.
They'll switch the runner over to the right side. They'll pop back off.
Jet threat.
Won't bite. They're going to look for the rush up to the side.
Yep.
There's only one man to beat onto the far side. He'll get the first.
And he fumbles the football. He just dropped it.
He had wide open room to get to the corner and get the first, and he just loses it. Macomb will pick up the fumble, and they'll get started in great field position. They're going to down them at about the 48-yard line.
And you know what, Kenny? That's something we talked about earlier. They have the 2-by-2 formation, but they go with that jet motion, and they're trying to adjust the defense to this side. That quarterback will run all night long, and those are designed quarterback runs. He's not looking for any routes. He's tucking and running. The Bombers now have the football on the doorstep of Titan territory, and we are into Titan territory with the Malachi Conley run. Gets out to about the 45, the plus 45. It's about a 7-yard pickup, 8. 7-yard pickup there. It's going to be 2nd and 3.
Bryce on the tackle.
Trips to the near side.
Both teams getting up and ready as soon as the play ends, wanting to play fast. We'll see if that lasts into the 2nd and 3rd quarters. And they'll switch out the play call real quick. 5:35 left to go in this first quarter. Still 7-0 as Macomb looking to extend their lead. Looking
Drops
to pass.
Back to pass.
He launches that one up and long and incomplete. Had him just a little bit late there.
Yeah, he receiver had a step. That was the shot to Kylan McMillan, the speedster, and going down the right sideline, but the far sideline, I think that you're accurate there. I think that we get rid of that football just a little bit earlier because Kylan had a step and a half, but that football hung up in the air a little bit, had to slow down, and the defensive back got in there and got his hand in between Kylan's arms.
Hands it off this time. 3rd and long. And he's tackled behind the line.
Play. Phenomenal football play. Number 12, Tucker Koltzenberg, the senior linebacker.
Able to pick him up just there by the left ankle and hold on.
Now, this guy on offense is a slash player. I've seen him lined up out in the slot. I've seen him in the running back position. They move him around. So he's a football player. And you just saw it right there, making a huge TFL.
4th down. Looks like they will go for it.
Yeah, I think you're in go-for-it territory right here.
Got to get 6 to go, 4:40. They're going to look to pass once again. And he's going to scramble out right side, and he is just tripped up back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be a turnover on downs. West Hancock ball. As Titans get set up offensively, this game's brought to you by Ron Ilby Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta. And with 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Ilby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jarrett, or Chris, or visit www.ilbysellscars.com to check out their inventory.
You got to give credit where credit's due. That right there was a coverage turnover on downs right there. Braden had the football. He had some time, had the ability to get rid of the football, but everybody was covered. And that was a four receiver route, and didn't have anywhere to go with the football. I think that in his mind also, there's been a couple of times where he's gotten rid of the football in those situations where he's rolling out to the right and he's got green grass ahead of him. Well, this time he didn't have green grass. It was just a really nice defensive football play by the West Hancock defense, which much maligned. We pointed out earlier, giving up 189 points right now. Most of those on the ground. Elmwood Brimfield, as we know, is almost exclusively a downhill run team. They line up like a bowling ball and roll through the middle of the formation. But Farmington and Deer Creek a little more balanced, but it was the run game that was really successful in those football games. So Macomb right now, the passing game has been successful for them, other than the one monster game that Malachi Conley had in week 1.
So 4:33 as Macomb's getting out of their timeout. West Hancock gets set up to go. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for them at about the 48 and a quarter,
almost
47
exactly,
or a quarter.
Almost exactly where they started the last drive. So it's like that fumble never happened. It's a redo. They get a mulligan.
So once again, the middle linebacker pulling up into the A gap as he'll back up for
That's a little
coverage.
sugar. Yeah, he's going to drop.
And he's going to run, and boy, nobody was fooled. That was a loss
Give me
of
that
about
number.
4. I can tell you.
55, 65.
I have no clue from here.
55, Hector Mamie. Hector Mamie, one of those wrestlers that's out there on that defense making plays just like Alex Brown.
With the color coordination and the little glare we have up here, boy, I can't see the black compared to the.
If you don't mind, I think we're going to turn these lights off.
Yeah, that is 100% great with me.
Let me just get through. Let's do this play.
So 2nd and long as they're going to look, both men in motion, but one didn't go. Looked a little bit like a miscommunication there. Has a slant and a hitch. He'll pick up the hitch and a nice pickup. And we'll give him about 7 on the pass. There we go. That is much better.
Quarterback does a nice job right there of staying patient. There was a rush coming at him, held his ground, waited for his receiver to break his route, made sure that there wasn't going to be a dropping linebacker, and he put it on the numbers for a nice pickup. Now you got about 3rd and 6, which much more manageable.
We'll see what they go so far. Looks like those quick passes been really working for him. So looking maybe try to run to the left side. Nope, they'll look to pass, and he is launching it deep, wide open, and picked up. He's got one to beat in for the touchdown. That's number 7, as we talked about him earlier, Nolan Gooding, the senior on the catch.
Now, that's on the plus 49. That's a 49-yard touchdown reception. One thing I had noticed looking at statistics in preparation this week, Macomb Bombers, the signature of the pass has been those chunk plays, those cross-territorial plays where it's more than 50 yards. You go from negative yardage into across 50 yards of yardage. Haven't had any of those touchdowns on this young season yet, but they also haven't given up any. They haven't really been giving up those big plays. That's as close as they've come right there. That's a 49-yarder, and he had about 3 or 4 steps.
So we'll see what they pull up for a 2-point conversion here with 3:03 left to go in the first quarter. They're going to send one man right, keep him in, and just for clarity's sake, that is Hunter Froman on the catch. That's number 1, not number 7. As he's going to roll, look inside, and cannot get it. So 7-6 will be your score here as the Bombers lead the Titans with 3 minutes left to go. We'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live. Be back.
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. Experience more.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 7-6 your score. Set to kick are the Titans. That is number 12, Tucker Coltenberg.
I got to tell you, I just had a flashback there. I saw that orange jersey there, number 54, down in front of us on the 0 or the 50-yard line, and was thinking back to the Ethan Ladd glory days, that monster linebacker that Macomb had a couple years ago. Oh, he gets outside, up the middle, there we go, and then he's brought down right around the 44-yard line. Nice return there.
And Coltenberg gets the kick and the tackle. What else can this guy do at this point? He's everywhere. So 1st and 10 for the Bombers right at the 45-yard line. As we look at the officials for today, referee Travis Brown, umpire Jeff Brown, head linesman Michael Ingalls, line judge Nick Knowles, and back judge Robbie Johnson. Set the handoff. That's 1st and 10 upfield as they'll keep pushing them. Maybe got to the 50. They'll say forward progress at the 50.
Right at the 55-yard, 2nd and 5. Nice push there by the line. Nice patience by Malachi Conley when he saw it. He changed the pad level and drove through the hole, picked up a nice 5 yards.
2nd and 5. Man, there's just something I love about seeing a team run an I formation.
Well, and if you look at this defense, they're filling both A gaps. This kind of an old school look here. And he gets the edge outside, and he's got one guy, cornerback. That's number 31 right there. That's your quarterback making a tackle on defense.
Bryce Varner.
But big chunk play there from. I don't think that was. Who was that on the carry? I don't think that was Malachi. I thought I saw him come off.
I believe that was 14. And I think that the PA announcer had it wrong. I'll look real back here as we get
was
set
that
for
16? Was that Noah Logan? Maybe
could have been.
Who is now in the fullback position.
And he gets right
that. That's what I've been looking for all year long. He's only going to get a couple, but when you've got that I formation, we've seen them line up in that several times this year, and we haven't seen the carries for Noah Logan. Those quick hitters from under center to that fullback. And it's good to see that. Even if you pick up 2 yards, you know what? You just showed something. Those guys in those double A gaps need to be ready, need to be aware of that. And, you know, that's going to free up those B gaps. You got to get to second level and get a hand on a linebacker, and running lanes are going to come open.
1:26 left to go. 2nd and 8 after 2-yard gain. It's going to
be
a
snap. He's going to
keeper.
pull it down. He gets to an arm tackle. Can't get past. Oh, he does get past the outside linebacker. He's still going. And he's in for the. That's a spectacular run for number 11, Braden Holdhouse. What are we pointing at? Okay. There's no laundry on the field.
I'm counting.
No laundry.
I got to use all my hands to count.
So in the backfield, there's a hand on the shoulder trying to get, almost a horse collar, breaks through that. Cornerback comes up, has him wrapped up. High knees, just old school high knees right through that tackle. Somehow tiptoe through the tulips along the sideline, gets his head of steam back up, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. The extra point by the sophomore Hayden Katz is good, and we got a 14-6 Bomber lead.
We'll be right back after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb. They were so wonderful.
I thought about the staff of MDH. They're all good. This is just the best place for you and your family.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 14-6 as the Bombers lead on the massive 36-yard touchdown run. That's 2 touchdown runs for him today. And, boy, the sun went down, and I think it dropped 30 degrees. I can already feel this chill, and I'm so happy for this weather.
That was just such an absolutely phenomenal athletic run.
Picked up at the 25, and he's got room to run, and he gets another great gain to the 45. This is the 3rd drive in a row. They started right about here.
Yeah, a couple at the 48 and one at the 45. 2 at the 45. They had that many? No.
Yep.
So
they had
one
they
that
had
went
the
to turnover.
fumble.
Yeah.
That turned into a turnover, and then right back here. So 1st and 10. We'll see what the Titans can draw up here. They've had success with that left side passes. Hasn't really had too much to the right except for one bubble screen. And we'll see as the crowd lights come on.
And there's
off the touch. That is going to be an incomplete
blow that
pass.
Dead. Yeah, that was forward. That was from about the 40 to 39. Yeah, it's so much easier when you, and especially when you have the field to your left, right-handed quarterback. You catch, your back foot's buried, you're planted. There's not much of a hip turn that you have to do. On the other hand, to go to the right, you have to do a complete. It's kind of a skip to flip your hips open in order to. You got to throw your shoulder back in order to get into that throw.
It's exactly like if I was pulling when I played lineman. I always loved pulling left more as they'll go right back to the screen left. He gets upfield for a good gain, maybe 5 or 6. We'll see. Line judge is saying 5, so they'll be set up at the 50-yard line. 3rd and 5 left. As they've got 36 seconds left here in this first quarter, which
looks like they're just shy of Bomber territory.
First quarter going really fast.
Well, really, there hasn't been a lot of incomplete passes. There's been a lot of running. There's been a lot of quick game. And then, obviously, the one long completion for a touchdown. So now they're trips into the boundary, but they got a wheel route. Quarterback's going to pull down and run, and he can't get away. Who's that coming up off the ground? Doesn't get credit for the tackle, and that's
16.
Hector. Is it?
Oh.
I thought I saw Hector
Yep.
Mamie that had that initial foot swipe that stops the quarterback's feet, which allows the linebackers to converge and make that play.
So at the end of 14-6, your score. We'll take a break and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
This TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Stream, is brought to you by Arnold's Brothers Heating and Cooling. Since 1960, Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling has provided the greater Macomb area with expert sales, service, and installation of quality home comfort systems. Call your local Carrier dealer today at 309-833-2852 and find out how Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling delivers 365 days of indoor comfort. The annual first quarter tradition of getting lined up and then realizing, oh crap, we got to switch around.
Yeah, and this is West Hancock's in almost the same situation the Bombers were. You're right around midfield, 4th and 6. This is kind of a coin flip. Are you going? Are you punting? Trying to reverse the field? Quick pass out. Can he hold on?
I believe he got it.
He gets the first down. So the tackle is made. He did a great job of holding on to the tackle, but instead of driving through the tackle, we fell down to the legs, which allows the receiver to lunge forward and get across the line to gain.
So that'll get our Sports Corner first down for the Titans.
That was a stick route right there. He was just get me to the sticks.
And it's going to be a run out to the far side. He's going to try and juke past one. Cuts up maybe about another gain of 5. So 2nd and 4. We'll give him 6 as the Titans rolling. I believe this is the farthest forward they've been. They had that long pass, but it was almost a 45-yard pass.
That was that 49-yarder.
49-yarder. So 2nd and 4. Trips left as they'll send a man in motion right. He's got the screen. He's going to go long. Defender right in front of him.
Knocked away.
Perfect tip up. Didn't get too far close for an interference.
That was a
perfect tip.
Phenomenal play. He didn't try to play the ball. He didn't try to get greedy. He timed his jump perfectly. Just a well-played football.
So some substitutions as 77 will come out just for a quick breather.
I can't see the numbers on these orange jerseys very well.
I know, man, especially once you get down there, the two-tone field is starting to mess with me. It's only 23, and I swear my eyesight's already gone.
Kylan McMillan's the corner. Yeah, that's Jack Beal. That's Jack Beal, that far side corner.
So they'll set up with the full huddle. So you can already see some of the turf coming up.
2x2 right here.
They'll set up in the funnel look. And
inside
hand it
handoff. Oh, he was met originally, got out of that, but then a host of bombers on the pursuit drill.
Maybe about 1 on the gain, so it'll be 4th and 3. As the offense trying to try and find something new. The pass game's really only been working for him. That inside line working really well for the Bombers, especially sending in multiple linebackers on stunts.
Yeah, and changing. They're doing a couple of loops here, and they're trying to change their entry angles so that you don't know who's covering what gap. A gap looks like it's open, and then you get a loop, and all of a sudden it closes real quick.
They'll take a quick timeout. We'll keep it here, though. This game brought to you by The Old Dairy, located at 210 South Lafayette Street in Macomb, serving soups, salads, sandwiches, a homemade dessert, Blue Bunny ice cream, and a full-service coffee bar. Breakfast served all day and free Wi-Fi. Visit them online at www.olddairymacomb.com. Call 309-837-6700 for your takeout. And also brought to you by McDonough District Hospital. Thank you for voting McDonough District Hospital Rehabilitation Center as best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experienced and dedicated sports medicine and rehabilitation staff show you why MDH has been voted best of the best. 3 convenient locations to serve you, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell. So 10:29 left here in this first quarter as the sun fully sets on the field today. 2 touchdowns so far for your quarterback. That is number 11, Braden Holthouse, and then one passing touchdown for West Hancock. That was to number 1, Hunter Froman. So that's basically the main explosive plays that we've had. A lot of just chipping away for both teams.
Now this is obvious go for it territory right here. 4th and 4. I don't know what it is about those 2 yards between 4th and 4, 4th and 6, but it seems like it's a world of difference.
4th and 4 just feels normal, and they're going to call a flag.
Near side number 1. Just slight movement, little shoulder.
Coach was all over that one.
Yeah.
So they'll move him back 5. We'll see what the Titans decide to do with this one now. Still close enough.
Now, that's one of those exciting sophomores. You know, with one of those talented sophomores, you get the athleticism, you get all the great things, but you also get the fact that they're a sophomore, and sometimes
and they're switching in the big boys, so it looks like they're going for the punt here at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, I'd say 4th and 9 is a tougher ask, and playing the field goal position at this point. I mean, you're in this football game. Well, you wouldn't know it by the scoreboard, which has gone out.
Now, last week down in A-Town, we had one heck of a problem trying to keep that thing up.
Flip back on.
I swear, there's some type of magic. It's not even chords. It's magic to make sure those things work because everything can look perfect and then go out randomly.
Yeah, I think it's sorcery.
So, 4th and 9 set to punt. Oh, it's going to be a fake. He's run up the right side, but a great coverage. Great coverage by Macomb. As they are able, I don't even think they got 1 yard on that.
No, that got to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And that was one of those old school, we snap it to the up back, and the punter tries to sell it went over my head. But I don't know that there's going to be a stage career for the punter on that one.
I'd say it was a bit high. In fact, if you're going to fake it went over my head, in my head, my thing was down and to the left. because a lot of centers, when they're going, most of them right-handed, through, they're going to tilt towards the left more. Down into left is much more believable than an up sell when it comes to a fake. And another false start.
That's on us. That's one of these 3 receivers right here. I didn't see which one.
And they'll come up to discuss it. Let me look real quick at what was just on the screen. I think it was the man on the very right, at number 8. So I didn't see too much movement.
Number 8, I don't have a number 8. Number 2?
How did I think that was an 8?
That's all right.
That's number 2.
Kylan McMillan. Again, what did we just talk about? That's well, now he's a junior, I believe, actually. Let's take a look here. Yeah, he's a junior, but, this is really his first extended run, as a varsity football player. So,
because last year had some great seniors on this offense, as they're going to keep it for a run. Has a lot of blockers, but you got to get outside. He was able to get to the original line of scrimmage, but if you had gotten all the way outside just a little bit more to block that corner, probably could have gotten at least another 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think that the linebackers did a nice job of spilling that. He gets a couple of yards, so there's a little bit of give there, but they spill that out towards the sideline to ensure, you use the sideline as an extra defender rather than box in towards the middle. So you push that out towards the sideline and allow your teammates to rally.
And there goes the scoreboard once again. So as we wait for that, we can tell you that Sports Corner at 124, Macomb's original local sports bar, is the Sports Corner at 124 with a focus on local sports. Catch WIU games in all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcast at Sports Corner at 124.
Somebody kicking the plug.
And there's another false start. And has had a perfect setup for that pass pro just a second too early.
And that often you'll see that freeze play. When it doesn't work, you'll see Braden Holdhouse look to Coach Worrell because there's no play called, and it's just for that reason. Hey, linemen, don't go anywhere because there's nowhere to go. We don't have a play. And if it doesn't work, Coach Worrell will signal the play in, Braden will call it out, and they'll go from there.
Man, it's I've only been out of high school for about 5 years, but it's still so weird.
Ball's
on the ground. It is low, and doesn't look like they got it. I believe Macomb still picked it up on the back end, and we did. It's just surprising seeing so many of these teams going to spread offenses.
Oh, yeah, that really exploded a good, I'd say 15 years ago in the larger areas, but around
now
here,
it's finally
10 years ago,
taken
I'd say.
complete control.
Yeah, so that was Lindsey May, and he tried to do something dangerous. That ball hit the ground, and it did pop up a little bit, and he tried to make a scoop and keep rolling right through it. That's really tough to do. Hits his knee, hits the ground again, and then he dove on it just in time before 3 white jerseys put their shoulders in.
Looking to pass, has
he's got
one
it in
down.
the middle of the field. Ooh. Does he get? Yes! Jack Beal with the catch. What a catch! Braden Holdhouse was not able to set his feet and really drive off the back foot into the throw. So that throw didn't get there on time. So the trailing linebacker has inside position on Jack. Braden did a nice job of leading the play, making so only his receiver can make a play, and a diving, rolling grab for Jack Beal. Very good.
And they added up with a handoff. Goes to about the 28-yard line.
Lindsey May. No, that's Lindsey May crosses the 25, gets to about the 24. Picks up about 5.
Oh, I had the wrong line. 8 and let's go 15 seconds left to go. 8 minutes and 15 seconds.
There you go. I was like, what?
Still 14-6 here as Macomb's leading a nice drive. Back to I formation.
Here, yeah. Tight end, fullback.
That's a great run. Gets up through the second level.
Gets a Sports Corner first down right there, and we're into the red zone. Down to about the 17.5, it looks like. Got Nick Knowles there in between the hashes on the near sideline.
Looks like a little bit of a cramp there, maybe. That are just twitched it a little bit. It is number 16.
Noap Logan.
First down, hands it off. They'll go right back to the left this time.
So there was a hole there as he approaches the point of attack. That hole closes quickly. Linebacker comes up, sets his hips, wraps up. Malachi Conley just ran right through him and ends up picking up long 3, short 4 on the play. But he made contact at about the half-yard line, and he ends up picking up positive. That's just lowering your shoulder and picking up yards.
8:58 left to go here. So we get set up 14-6. And he's going to look
He's got
to pass.
action. He's got a man, and it's a touchdown to Drew Watson. What a well-designed play. They're back in 21 personnel with the tight end, with the fullback. They go action. He carries it. That's the key. Drops his hips, does a nice carry, pulls it up, inside slant, gets leverage on the receiver or on the cornerback, and that's an easy pitch and catch to Drew Watson.
So set for the third PAT attempt for today. First passing touchdown for Macomb. And that one's up.
Hayden
and
Katz
good.
is true again. So it's a 21-6 lead for the Bombers. Let's see some of this chat. Oh, we got Timmy Dively. Folks, Timmy Dively from the class of 92 out there in North Carolina is tuning into the Bombers tonight, and I guarantee you he's getting fired up. We got Ryan Clark up in Minnesota, man. Touchdown Bombers, let's go. That's right, another class of 92. And, of course, as always, Coach Blake Driscoll's out there. We always know you're out there, Coach. Let's go 77. You're right about that. A couple of big plays for Big Alex Brown. Come check him out this winter on the wrestling mat. He does some real good things there, too. Timmy Dively and Ryan Clark listening in. Boy, those are a couple of my good buddies from high school, class of 92. You weren't born yet. Don't say nothing about it. But we played teammates and, played sports together, had classes together. And I bumped into Ryan actually in Chicago out of nowhere. We're both getting lunch at the base of the Sears Tower. And all of a sudden there's Ryan Clark. Got a chance to see him. What a hit. The ball's on the ground, still on the ground. I think that's orange ball. They give a direction yet? I think that's Bomber football.
And it will be.
So the return man picks up the ball. He's going in. He's initially grabbed up, but I didn't see who it was, but an orange jersey came in and just clobbered him. The football was in his right hand on the inside of the football field, and that ball went flying. It didn't just hit the ground. It went across the field, and there was a mad dash to get it. The football bounced around a few more times, but it was covered up by the orange. We got trips right, and we're going. Braden Holdhouse evades another tackler, gets to the edge. Nothing in front of him. Touchdown, Bombers! The third rushing touchdown for Braden Holdhouse to go along with one through the air. Folks, if you've got him on your high school fantasy team, you're looking good tonight. What a night for number 11 to start off tonight. And again, those high knees. It's a high snap. He goes through the middle of the field. He gets an arm on him. He runs through the arm. He gets somebody around the hips, and he just runs through it. He finds the edge and turns on the jets, and he's in for about a 30-yard touchdown scamper. And the sophomore Hayden Katz is true again through the uprights. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a 28-6 Bomber lead with 6:25 to go in the first quarter.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
Over the years, we've told you about the benefits of choosing Spoon River College.
Affordable.
Transferable credit.
Career ready.
A culture where students feel like they belong.
Wow, that brings a tear to my eye. And while all these are true, there seems to be one thing that, well, sticks. So let's give the people what they want to see.
Enrollment is now open.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, 28-6. Another quick score after the long drive. Now it's 6:26 left here in the second quarter. And it looks like they want to switch out the returnman for the West Hancock Titans. Now, West Hancock, the score was only down 1. Now they're down a few more scores. You're really going to see a big momentum shift here if they can get something going. This is a big moment for them.
Oh, it's huge because you want to sustain a drive, and they want to sustain a drive. They want to punch it in, and they don't want to leave time on the clock because the Bombers get the football after the halftime. So
Gets
if the
past
Bombers,
one, and he's tripped up.
If the Bombers get a stop here, get the football back, and punch another one in and get the football back after half, that is some really uphill sledding right there. And here's the thing. We didn't mention this part of it. Those football games that they've talked about, we've talked about that they have had a absolutely brutal opening to their schedule. I think it was the Elmwood-Brimfield game. They're within 2 points at half. They're within 2 points at half. You look at that score, and it looks, it ends up being 71-36. That's a big score. But it was a much lower scoring game. A lot of that scoring came in the second half. That first half of that football game, that's a close football game, back and forth.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. 6:23 left to go as they'll send a man in motion up front. And it's going to be a quick out, and it's just a little high. Great coverage there by the corner. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, those are those balls that the receiver has to go and have a talk with the quarterback about when, they're up high. You've got your midsection exposed, and in this case, it's a cornerback, but it's Jack Beal. He plays linebacker for a lot of teams, and he comes in and puts one in your ribs, and that's not a good day.
2nd and 10. Still 2 wide each. And it'll be a keeper towards the right. Gets past the one defenseman, but can't get past the others. Maybe a gain of 2. We'll give him about 1.5.
And you know
It'll
what?
Be 3rd and long.
Yeah, little subtle football detail. They send the slot and the receiver to Jack Beal to double him. So it's not just a crack. It's not just a stock block. They've targeted Jack and said, we got to take you out of the play. Jack forces that double team about 3 yards towards the point of attack and holds it. So the quarterback knows.
He pumps it.
That's an incomplete pass.
That's very close, but it was right here, right when he was coming forward.
Yeah. But back to that play, Jack Beal forces that double team towards the point of attack. So not only do they not blow him out, but he squeezes it down just enough. Quarterback knows he can't get to the edge, stops his feet just a little bit, and we talk every week. Dave Wilson with his pursuit drills every single week. Those orange shirts are flying to the football, and they shut that play down quick.
So another 4th and long for the Titans.
Boy,
they'll get set to punt.
This 3 and out is exactly what we talked about. It's just what you just couldn't have.
It's just that deflating feeling. As that's going to spin around down at the
Get away.
40, and it rolls to the 32. Yeah, even 5 yards close to a punt, you really want to keep on pushing away.
Yeah.
No reason to stay close. Well, 5:32 left here in the second quarter. This game brought to you by Tom Conklin State Farm. Face-to-face, over the phone, by email, or by text. You choose how to do your business with Tom Conklin State Farm in Macomb. You can reach them at 309-837-1200 or visit them online at www.macombsf.com. Better yet, stop in and get your quote today at 1221 West Jackson Street in Macomb.
We got that 21 personnel that we love so much.
And that's
right
why.
through the middle of the field, picks up about 5. Coach Driscoll, I hear you. You know what? It's going to occasionally happen where I call young Drake May by his older brother's name, Lindsey May. It happens. I apologize.
Drake May, isn't he playing QB up at Foxborough right now?
Yeah.
Spelled different. Spelled different.
Guy.
So, second and 4.
But I don't mean to disrespect 23. That young man's
and
made a name for himself. So, let me get that right.
Hands it
There's
off
that quick hand up. Oh, he keeps those knees chugging. He turns. He was wrapped up, literally arms locked around at the line of scrimmage and bowls his way ahead for about 3, maybe even 4.
And then say
and
move
they're
the
giving
chains.
him the move. That's 4 yards.
So that's a Sports Corner first down for Macomb with 4:46 left to go in this first half.
That's why you feed the ball to Noah Applogan here and there, because he's just going to take guys, put them on his back, and say, let me go get 4. I'd say with a cloud of dust, but we're on the turf. We got a beautiful field here in Macomb, Illinois.
First and 10, and they're going to pop it out right. Gets past 1.
Oh, he gets
block.
through it.
We'll see if he gets the first or not, but it's another long gain. And where the referee's set up, it looks like it's another first down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's J. Ron Petty getting the carry, so we're getting some guys carrying the football tonight.
Indeed, a gain 11, so that's another Sports Corner first down for Macomb.
Into Titan territory, we're at about the just short of the plus 48. It looks like we're going to go 21 personnel again. We got the X and the Y already split out. Tight end's going to be to the field. Looks like J. Ron staying in the game.
Getting set, showing blitz out to the left side. He's going to look to pass. He's got a man wide open.
Oh, he gets just beyond him.
Just a little short.
He had Drew Watson wide open. He throws that one. I think he threw that one on a line, which earlier in the year was a point of emphasis. He wanted to get back to it. He wasn't quite driving into the throws as he had last year. That one he needed just a little more air on to let Drew run underneath it.
So second and 10. That stops clock at 4:16. Still in the eye. Looking, and he'll hand it off left side this time and keeps on chugging, and another great gain on the run.
Good hard run there for Jerron Petty.
Gets about maybe 6. We'll give him 6. So third and 4.
Now, you'll never guess what Jerron Petty has spent his winters doing. A little bit of wrestling.
Yeah?
Yeah, these guys get out of the wrestling room, they got a little vinegar to them.
That really helps with getting that pad level down and under to use that weight against you.
Yep.
I assume that a lot of the linemen have probably been doing the same. Third and 4, hands it off. This time he is stopped just about a gain or yard or 2 short of the first. They'll mark him down right at the 40.
Well,
so 4th and 1.
You mentioned that. I'm looking out there. I think every one of those linemen have wrestled. Jeffy Lee wrestled a little bit in Kids Club. Talon Quisenberry has wrestled. He was injured last year. Big Charlie Bodiford was our freshman heavyweight in our varsity lineup last year and really turned it on second half of the year. Came really close to making the state tournament. Alex Brown's varsity wrestler. And Kyler Cheatham was a wrestler.
Could not get him on the hard count, so they'll get the 4th down play. 1 to go.
He's
still running the
timeout
clock
here.
Indeed he will. So we'll take a quick timeout here on TSSR Game Time Live. 28-6 as the Bombers are rolling.
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. experience more.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 28-6, 4th and 1 for the Bombers. They're going to run one man wide left, one tight right. Looks like probably going to go
You got to cut
power.
tight end on the left. You got a wing on the right. I think this is going to be QB sneak. Nope.
And it'll be a power to the right. He's going to pop it right.
Oh, my
wide
goodness.
open
He pops
touchdown.
all the way out. And Drake May is gone for the touchdown. They needed 2. They got 40. And Drake May finds the end zone. And you know what? I'm getting fired on in the comments tonight. You corrected me earlier that it was quarter 2, not quarter 1. Man, I'm all over the place.
Well, I
tonight.
had the scoreboard wrong too. We're both all out of whack.
We got to lean forward to see the scoreboard here. That's no excuse. I knew it was quarter 2. I just, sometimes my mouth gets going ahead of my brain. But the big thing that matters here is we are a Hayden Katz kick away from 35-6 here in the first half.
Set to go.
And the
And
sophomore is true.
Man, been straight automatic so far. So 35-6. We'll be right back in 15 seconds.
I like to make time for my patients. I don't ever want anyone to feel rushed. I'm happy to sit and talk for as long as they need. And sometimes that puts me behind in my schedule, but I think it's worth it. People know if they need me that I'll be there.
This Macomb game is brought to you by King Family Chiropractic. King Family Chiropractic, with locations in Bushnell and Macomb, supports Macomb athletics. They offer office hours in Macomb Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Bushnell Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. To set an appointment, call 309-837-MY-DC. That is 16932. They also perform DOT/CDL physicals for just $85. Well, this offense has been hauling like they've got a CDL. 35-6, as they've just been nose to the grindstone, pushing up. Had that long run where I definitely thought they were going to run power up the B gap. Had the one tight end right there set to block.
I think that's what the design was.
Yeah, and they just popped it right back.
Bounced.
And they'll get over to about the 28-yard line on the return. Sends it up the middle. Has a nice lane of blockers, but just can't get much once he gets to the 40-yard line, down to the 48, and that's where the Titans will get set up. They've got 2 minutes and 23 seconds left to get another point on the scoreboard. Scored on that long touchdown pass. I'd probably go for some more shots down the side. The short gain was working, but that has not been working so far for him in just a bit.
You see that young lady on the phone right there down in front of the front of the booth? That's my wife. That's a picture I just sent her.
And she's texting, well, your wife's down. My girlfriend's running camera because we had to have a backup cameraman. So apologies if the camera seems a little bit more shaky than usual. I told her that
it's been perfect.
I told her that I wouldn't force her to do anything until we got set up. The first kick went, and I didn't see anybody. Went, well, I lied. We're just going to have to force you to get up there.
All right, we're inside 2 minutes. We got 2x2. We got jet motion across.
And that's where he's going to pass
to
to
number 4, and he's surrounded. He gets about 3 yards.
Gets up to the 46-yard line. And it'll be about 3rd and 5. We'll give him 3rd and 5. With 1:32 left to go. Titans really haven't been changing formations too much. They've been keeping this one or sending one man out into the trips.
As they do across. And
legal formation?
False start. So those 5 yards they've gotten are going to go right back, and it's going to be 3rd and right about 10.
So they'll move him back and try to set it up once again. 119 now. And make sure to stay here during halftime, like we talked about. One of the best coached groups on the field today, the Macomb band, will be playing. And we'll make sure that you guys can follow along. And do believe a brand new setup for this year, new songs.
Yeah,
Cannot wait. It's the first time I've been to be able to come to Macomb this year.
It's a great show. We talked about Coach Doug Matze earlier, and he's also a good man. He's I'm very honored he's a friend of mine, and I love going and shaking his hand in the morning at school every day. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to see the Bomber band, and it's even more fun to see the Bombers converge and hold that run play, that delayed draw to about a yard of a gain. So it's going to be 4th and 9.
So another long down situation for the Titans. Just hasn't really been working out for them as much as they want.
Yeah,
they'll probably run that
clock
clock down.
Yeah.
Make sure Macomb has nothing really to use. So 4th and long. Once again, they send the man in motion. He'll look to go long, and it's going to be
batted up in the air, and oh! That's Drake May. He's coming through. He saw it there, and he's looking to the end zone. He just had to secure the ball first. But either way,
it stops them right where they were.
And it's the clock obviously stops. We're just shy of 30 seconds, 29.7. And the Bombers are inside the 50, so you almost wonder – no, they're just shy of the 50, but you almost wonder, is there going to be are they just going to run a couple of runs and see if they break one? Or are they going to take a downfield shot? Are they happy to go into I would be happy to go in.
I say happy going in 35-6. You get the ball back at the next start of the
ball here.
Start of the second. I formation. Underneath, and they'll hand it.
Here
goes the pass.
Oh, but he's got rush. He throws that away. Very, very wise decision. Very wise decision.
Now, Hancock did not fall for that one. Great job by the DBs and the linebackers to keep rolling with him.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that far side defensive end put the pressure on, and if Braden Holdhouse was setting the back foot, and both receivers had green grass in front of them. And that looked like it was going to be it was set up very well. But the pressure by the defensive end changed everything about the play.
So 2nd and 10. They'll hand the ball off, goes left side, jukes back, and gets a nice gain up to about, let's go with a gain of 7 or 8. And they'll roll the clock. 10 seconds left, and they'll let it go. So that'll be the end of the first half here, 35-6, as the Bombers really just had a great game passing and rushing. As we'll get set for the Bombers band. We'll take a quick break and be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb. They were so wonderful.
I thought about the staff of MDH. They're all good. This is just the best place for you and your family.
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. Experience more.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now on the field before you is the 2024 edition of your Macomb Senior High School Marching Bomber Band. Assistant marching band director, Jacob Cronin, professional director, color guard choreographer, and Allison Bishop. This year's program is entitled El Fuego del Sol, Fire of the Sun, featuring music by Spanish classical composers Manuel de Falla and Isaac Puente. Drum majors, Lily Lowe, Patrick Taylor. Is the band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, here are Macomb Senior High School Marching Bomber Band. your Macomb High School marching band. The band would like to take this opportunity to thank all the donors who made our 2024 Marchathon campaign.
And as we get set here for the second part of the halftime show, as the Macomb Bombers dance team will be up, we can take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the upcoming games tomorrow and Sunday here for the college football and NFL schedule. Right now, 7:57 left in the second quarter. Illinois and Nebraska, both ranked, are tied, as that's a great game going on right now. Tomorrow, as Ohio State takes on Marshall, NC State will take on Clemson, so a battle of North and South Carolinas. Iowa State will play Arkansas State. UCLA versus number 16 LSU. LSU on a little bit of a slide this year. Georgia Tech versus Louisville. Miami of Ohio, the real Miami, versus Notre Dame, taken down by NIU recently. Kent State versus Penn State. Buffalo against number 23 Northern Illinois. A battle of the Big Ten. USC versus Michigan, Vanderbilt versus Missouri, Utah, Oklahoma State, Bowling Green, Texas A&M, Georgia Southern, Ole Miss, Kansas State, BYU, Texas going against ULM, that's University of Louisiana Monroe, Miami of Florida going against South Florida, and finally number 6 Tennessee versus number 15 Oklahoma. Again, a very weird SEC matchup. In the NFL, Jets won yesterday as the Giants take on the Browns, Eagles, Saints, Texans versus the Vikings. So a battle of, and really showing playoff standards. See what the Vikings are this year. Chargers, Steelers, Packers, Titans, Bears, Colts, and we are here with the dance team.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, as we get set here for the third quarter, as both teams are out in the end zones getting stretched up. 35-6, had a great halftime show. I'd like to thank the band for putting on a great performance.
And the dance team.
And the dance team is as well. Moved in a little bit of Akon in there. Appreciate that.
Tell you what, while we were on break, I slid over and sat in the junior high section for a few minutes and you know, got a little wild with them. But I learned something while I was there. Those short flags that they're using during the band, specifically the band performance, you know those have a name? I thought they were just called flags. And they said, no, the short ones. I said, short flags. They're called swing flags.
Swing flags.
So
I guess they're shorter around. They can swing around,
yeah,
maybe?
Shout out to the 8th grader for
I
dropping some knowledge on my head.
I will say, had some expert opinions coming through my text. My girlfriend upstairs works as the choir director there at Nauvoo Calusa. So she was texting me, putting on immense praise for the show that Macomb is able to put on here. So it looks like you've got some stats written down there. You want to enlighten us a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, as you would kind of expect, you see a 35-6 football game. West Hancock had 87 total yards in the first half, 76 yards passing, obviously 49 all in one shot on the long touchdown pass. And the sophomore, I need to see if I can remember his name. I think it was Hunter Froman, had the 3 catches for 60 yards, including the long one. And on the ground, they only had 11 yards. And this is a huge departure from years past. And the leading carrier was their quarterback. Bryce Varner had 7 carries for 7 yards. So the Bombers are doing an excellent job of rallying to the football, even when there's a hole, even when they get that POA block, they're able to rally to the football and shut those yards down. They've had a couple of big TFLs that have pushed that number backwards a little bit. On the other side of the football, the Bombers have amassed 247 yards of total offense, only 47 through the air. And again, that's a departure. You know, generally the Bombers like to move the ball through the air, but tonight it's been 200 yards on the ground, mostly on the strength of number 11, Braden Holdhouse. And I didn't get a total on that, but we do know he's got the 3 rushing touchdowns. He's had the 1 through the air. Drake May had a rushing touchdown. Is that right? Yep. And, you know, it's just been a phenomenal performance thus far for the Bombers.
So 35-6 as the Titans get set up for the kick. Once again, they will be kicking off to Macomb. So Macomb will be able to get some more points, you know, luckily, pretty soon. This game brought to you by Western Illinois University. At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in because purple stands out. At WIU, there is limitless potential with campuses in Macomb, Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out. Also brought to you by Midwest Ice. Do you need ice for your upcoming event? Look no further. Midwest Ice has got you covered. Midwest Ice is Central Illinois' newest ice delivery service. We deliver ice directly to your event. Call Blaine Wrench at 309-351-8192 for a quote today. Midwest Ice, newer sponsor for us for the past year, and I always love when I get to read that ad out and get to say the name Blaine Wrench. As a freshman, he was a senior, and he gave me my first official nickname, the Jet, because everybody thought it was because I was the slowest person on the team and it was something kind of funny. No, because my name is Kenny and it rhymed with Benny, and he really likes some Elton John and Benny and the Jets.
Ain't nothing wrong with some Elton John.
Yep.
I saw the Elton John Billy Joel show at Wrigley Field.
That would be great to see.
Yeah, that was special.
Set to kick off. This starts the third quarter as Macomb will pick it up on the run. Ooh, muffed it a little bit. Able to get it over. Has some running room as the defenders have to move and gets past the 40 to the 41.
That was a big boy collision. Great job by both gentlemen, Malachi Conley and looked like it was number 75 maybe of West Hancock, Corey Skinner, as they, and it may not have been, but that's what it looked like as they separated. But whoever it was, that was a big-time collision right there at the 40-yard line.
So as they get set up 1st and 10 for the Bombers, still in that I formation as they get set to go. Probably another rush, if I'd have to say. Crowding the box. And they'll hand it off inside. Gets a great hole down the line. Tackled down by the safety, and that's why he is there for that final pickup. And a big sports corner first down for the Bombers.
Yeah, number 4, Gunnar Grothus. Grothhouse, sorry, my bad. Wide receiver and a safety junior did a really good job. Hey, that's a load coming at you. Malachi Conley downhill with speed. He did a great job of setting up, bringing his hips, and making a tackle.
So 1st and 10. They'll hand it off again, this time swallowed up about the line of scrimmage. Little to no gain on the play.
I got to tell you, the sophomore Charlie Bodiford, we're seeing him get a little angry tonight, and he had his defensive tackle, the 3-tech, ends up about 8 yards downfield towards the sideline. So Charlie Bodiford's getting his work in tonight, getting his feet moving, gathering his feet. He had nice pressure there, nice balance.
That's always nice to see. I always like to see a lineman put in the extra effort.
We got overload this way.
They're going to send him towards the – oh, they're going to keep it on the bootleg, and he pulls up and can't get much. A great contain out there on the end.
Absolutely.
Especially on that bootleg. Everybody's pulling, like you said, overload on the right. We've shifted down one. He's really got to have that hand open to disengage.
I think what happened is they did a great job of recognizing, so it's overload into the boundary. When you see that, that's generally a short yardage situation. So if it's a long distance situation, which we had, then you're probably going to see a bailout there.
So 3rd and long for Macomb. They go right back to the pass. He's looking upside, and he's going to get sacked on the play. Big play by number 71. That is Ryan Horn, the junior. Able to shed the blockers now 4th and long, and they're switching in. Looks like they're going to go ahead and punt.
Haven't done a lot of that this year. We're going to see how this goes. Got a little support from the May family. They chimed in to say, hey, no big deal. Drake will get a kick out of it. He'll probably give me a little guff next time I see him.
Oh, and we do apologize. My girlfriend does not know that the punter is behind. She's like, oh, it must be a running back, I guess. Of course, we had that a few years ago when I had one of my buddies who's an international student from Germany be my cameraman.
Nice punt. Look at this.
Oh, beautiful. Down at the 13, they're going to look to go for the far side.
A little room.
Oh, and he's got a lot of room as he goes up to the 30. So a nice return, about maybe 17 yards. And it'll be 1st down for the Titans. Like to see the West Hancock Titan fans watching with us in the chat. Once again, we do normally cover both of these teams, so it's nice to see two converge to be able to kind of compare and contrast the two.
And I'm always with the Bombers. I travel with the Bombers. So it's good to have you here so that, like Mr. Grothhouse, I don't want to offend the young man. Obviously, he's made a name for himself as well and deserves that respect, so I'm glad you're here to correct me on that.
So 1st and 10 for the Titans, looking to see a spark offensively. 9:08 left here in this 3rd quarter. Which, man, it doesn't feel like it's been 3 minutes already.
We got twins on both sides.
It's going to be a QB rush, and he gets into the sideline. He's got one man to beat. It's going to be a rat race down the side. He's able to jump and tackle from behind. Great pickup, great run. Trying to see exactly who got the tackle there. I believe that is number 2, but my eyes may deceive me.
That would make sense. He's probably the fastest young man on the team. So, and that's something we talked about in pregame. that's a part of their game. One of their touchdowns against Elmwood last week was about an 80-yard rush, just like that, a little delay down it right through the middle. This one bounces out. And he is met right there by number 10. I want to say that is Mr. Kyler Norton. And I am correct. Sophomore right there making a big-time play.
Nice gain of about 4 we'll give him. But that was perfect. You had that one linebacker playing up, so right there had that open space for everybody. Gets past the safety and able to get on the run. Now some momentum. Now we'll see if the Titans can get a score here. Stacked once again. Looking to pass on the slant. And incomplete.
Broken up, and Drew Watson had that red. He was not the coverage. He was the cap on that play. So that actually looked like it was a cover one press. So you had Locke all the way up across the line, and you had the one high safety just playing over the top. Drew Watson had read that play, cut underneath the route, and just missed it. And if he catches that football, he's probably still running.
8-11, 3rd and 6 to go for the Titans. Still getting the play call, and there it comes in.
Looks
it's always nice to know where the QB is with the neon green.
I think we're cover one again.
They'll hand it off, pops out to the left.
Nice play.
Great cover by the corner, down to the 15-yard line, so it'll be 4th and about 3.
That is number 3, Mr. Thunderbolty right there coming up and making the play.
And right back in formation.
I think we're still locked. I think we are cover one lock.
It's looking like, man, the slot's corner right there is ready for the back pedal. They're looking quick pass.
The only thing that gives me off is that the far side nickel right
and
there.
And
in
for
it.
It's close. Does it get down?
He's down at about the 1, but boy, that again, Drew Watson was a breath away from going the other way.
And they're going hurry up. They're going to set up again. Really wanted to punch it in here with 7:25 left. Right under center, looking for the sneak, and do they get it in?
Go into a wall.
That's very close. I don't believe they got it in. No, they did not. But I'd say probably set up and maybe try it again. You've got 2nd down here, and it's even closer. All of a sudden, trips out this side.
And I'd say that you're going to continue to see either quarterback, keeper, or what you don't want is a big TFL.
Yeah, you cannot have anything that sets up too long. And it's going to be another keeper. He gets past one defender, but wrapped up. And once again, just right there on the goal line, now 3rd down.
I think that one pushes it back to about the 1. No, they're giving it right up there at about the half-yard line.
Yeah, I had that roll on the very tackle. Oh. Okay. So 3rd and goal.
So they're going to go trips to the far side. And again, a lot of times you got to think, are they spreading to pass, spreading to run?
Sends a man in motion.
Nope,
he's going to reverse right back
with
out.
The man.
Intercepted!
And it's going the other way!
Down the line, has one man to beat. Can he get him?
Nice job. Nice job.
And a nice
That's
wrap
the quarterback right there. Quarterback, we've seen the quarterback. He's got a running back number on his chest, and he's got some scoots to him, as we've seen on these long runs. And on that one, he's the one that threw the ball. He didn't pout. He didn't give up on the play. He put the running shoes on. He chased the play down. He saved a touchdown.
And that was just perfect set up right to the breadbasket and run. Just a little too slow.
I gotta tell you.
But that's a great run, and from the goal line down to the 45. And now Bombers have that momentum right back.
Oh, yeah, you flip the field. But I got to tell you, no matter what else happens in this game, that is an outstanding football play, and it tells you a character of a young man, Bryce Varner, making that play, not giving up, and saving his team 6 points. That was amazing, and it shows you a little bit about who the young man is.
Good pop on the tackle. That was number 4, Gunnar Grothaus. And man, that shoulder pad straight to the thigh pad always makes just that nice pop sound.
Oh yeah, that's you're gonna feel that tomorrow too.
Oh man,
that big deep bruise there on the thighs.
There's nothing worse than waking up for that Saturday morning, workout session where you're like, oh crap, let's see if I can get through walking. So 2nd and 1. They'll hand the ball off outside. He gets off first down and more. Gets past one.
Past the corner, and Jerron Petty is into the end zone. Number 3.
And a great job to keep those legs chugging no matter what. Gets past 1, gets past 2, and in for 2. In for 6. So set up for another field goal. So far, it's been very good. 5:18 left here in this third quarter. Looking for the tee. Nobody can find the tee. Where's the tee man? There we go. Set to go for the kick. Down, up, and
excellent.
Good.
The great thing right there is young Leighton Lambert didn't let that bother him. You could tell he's waving his arms, get out here, get out here, get out here. But once he got the tee, takes a breath. Snap is true, the hold is true, and Mr. Hayden Katz once again is true through the uprights. And I got to tell you, I've been here both on the sidelines and out on the field on both sides of these situations where, it's a lopsided game, but you get a great stop to open the half. You get the football back. Your quarterback gets you a huge chunk play. You get down to the 1 yard line, to the inch line. You get stopped a couple of times, and then that quick pass out to the side goes the other way. They don't get the pick six, but they get the long return into plus territory, and then a couple of plays later, you see the ball get into the end zone, and that's just your shoulders start slumping. And
you just got to keep the head up and keep pushing along, because that low momentum, low energy feeling, the worst thing is for it to continue. Once you get some positive yardage, just get the next 1 yard, just one. We'll keep on plugging. Keep working, keep building, instead of thinking, oh, crap, now I got to go throw 5 long touchdowns. Let's just get a first down. Kick is up. That's drop down. That's short. That's short. You got to pick it up. You got to pick it up. And he's got to pick it up at the 2, and, man, he cannot find anything. He's going to keep spinning, maybe gets up to the 10, close to it.
He did a heck of a job to get out to the 10, but
stop down at the 1 with the kickoff. It's not like you can let that roll.
Well, he was really hoping that was going into the end zone, and it just didn't make it.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 for the Titans here. Third quarter, 5:12 left, 42-6. This game brought to you by Pawn Plus. Pawn Plus is proud to have served Macomb and the surrounding area for over 20 years, providing cash for most items of value. Pawn Plus is the area's largest seller of used items, including firearms. They also provide on-site jewelry repairs and are open 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday. They have a great selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, and video games. Located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb between Iarco and Taco Bell.
Hey, they're going back to that stacked twins. That's where they ran the big quarterback keeper out of. This time they give it.
Had it on the trap look, but gets stopped, maybe a gain of 1. Yeah, they'll give him 1, so 2nd and 9.
That's, again, what we talked about earlier. That's are we spreading to run or are we spreading to pass? That stack looks so far. They've spread to run. They're trying to pull outside linebackers outside of the box, create running lanes in the middle. But what they're going to do is they're going to give, and then they're going to try and hit a quick on that and try and get open in space.
Trips left, and that's the quick. And and the ball is on the ground, and you got to fall on it.
It looks like West Hancock recovers that one.
71 coming up with the recovery. So a loss of about 5 will mean 3rd and long. 3rd and about 13. Well, I mean, it's getting a little cold, but I wonder if it started to affect handling. That's, I believe, the 4th ball on the ground so far today.
Did you say getting cold? See, we have AC in here. Out there, it's still in the 80s.
Oh, I can feel it. And that is a nice. Just a little bit behind.
Another young receiver, very athletic, got great football ahead of him. He's looking at that green grass ahead of him before he secured the football. And obviously we've had that on our side of the football too. That's not uncommon.
So 4th and long.
4th inside your 10, behind the sticks. Even though you're down as much as you are, I'd say this you got to punt this out. You got to you can't give the ball back in this situation. Inside the 20 there.
That's where they'll get set up, and it's going to be a high kick.
Snap. Oh, that was very lucky to bring that one down. Oh, that's
nice
a West
roll.
Hancock bounce. Heading out towards the 50, but it turns towards the sidelines. It'll be about the plus 47.
So that's where the Bombers will get set up.
One of our 7th graders, Joe McKee, sprints out there, giving the football to the official.
And with 16 seconds left in the first half, Nebraska Cornhuskers lead the Fighting Illini 16-10. Keeping a track on that game as well. 1st and 10, Bombers will come out. Still in that I formation. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, especially now we want to keep the clock running.
Well, and it looks like the scoreboard went off once again, but they got it right back. 3:20 left.
Somebody in there's just got a quick kick in the cord. Yep, that joke's even funnier the second time.
2nd and 3. Looks like they're going to look for a blitz, and they do. Gets right there and tackles him up. Perfect blitz, perfect take.
Uh-oh.
Looks like a little bit slow. Maybe got hit in the helmet, maybe trying to fix something.
It looked like a blocker and a linebacker got kind of tied up there, and he went down and might have hit his head on the turf.
So 3rd and 5.
Oh, he's 3-tech. He had a 44 on. I thought he was a linebacker.
I formation. Once again, sending the blitz. This time gets upfield, going, rolling, gets past one, gets past two.
He gets out the open, and that's going to be number 4 on the ground for Braden Holdhouse with another through the air. Have a night, number 11.
48-6. This time they've got the T. And they'll get set for the PAT. 2:17 left here in this 3rd quarter. As Bombers just pulling away.
Oh, so now with the 42-point lead, Mr. Hayden Katz comes off the field, and senior Noah Applogan's going to kick.
Straight kick, and almost takes the receiver man's head off. No good, so we'll take a break here. 48-6 your score. We'll be right back.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back to Macomb, Illinois here. 48-6 your score as the Bombers lead. As West Hancock trying to get some offensive momentum after the last drive. Didn't go their way.
We are now in running clock territory.
I thought it'd be that close. It stopped at the 30, gets to about the 32. And we'll see what they come up with offensively this run.
Now, I've been doing this for, I think, 4 plus years. You know, a little here and there the first year or two, but consistently the last 2 years. That's the first time I've ever done any tech work. I got to push a button there during that commercial break.
Well, when your girlfriend texts you and say, "Get me a drink," you run.
Sure. And then you have the loudmouth actually has to push a button and do a little work.
Hands it off this side, gets about 1, but not much. This front so far for the Macomb Bombers has been really great all game.
Yeah, they've had a really good night. They got a lot of size up there. And by the way, that's not one of the normal guys. That is number 50, Simon Crabtree, getting in there and getting a big tackle.
2nd and 8. Looks for the pass, and they get it on the out, and he's wrapped up, and they will throw the flag for the high tackle.
I'm interested in what they're going to call. That wasn't a horse collar. But
that's really the only thing I could think, because it looked like it was after the tackle, or at least on the tackle.
Unless they call face mask. Did he catch his face mask?
Well, I could look right real quick. Oh, they're going to wave it off.
Yeah, I think he thought he saw a horse collar, and then the other official said no, he came around
the side. It spun around, yeah. So, 3rd and 5, 46 seconds left in this third quarter.
So you got trips to the near side. So staying in 10 personnel, which they've been in all night. There has not been a fullback or a tight end all night long.
Just been moving around that one slot guy. And this time it's going to be a screen. Has one blocker, runs into his own blocker. And, ooh, big hit on the side. Down at the 40-yard line. It'll be 4th and 2.
That was Drake May came in to finish the play. Kyler Norton was in there on initial contact. He's wrapped up by a couple of guys, but he still had his feet moving, so he's fair game. And Drake May lowered a shoulder and brought the boom.
So some switching out substitutions. We're down to the last second as we'll get set up for the fourth quarter. We'll be right back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. This game brought to you by Community News Brief. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All this for only $42 per year or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. 48-6. 12 minutes on the clock. We'll be running clock throughout the rest of this fourth quarter as they're going to get a screen pass to start it out. And gets the gain of about 3 and a Sports Corner first down.
Yeah, right at it. Again, that was another stick route.
Just that quick out. So they'll get set up for first down. Looking out, looks like the same players in for West Hancock. 1st and 10. It's going to be a QB run out towards the left side. He's got blockers up and stuck. What a hit. Great wrap up, a takedown at about the 46, 47-yard line.
It's number 24, Daniel Taylor, came up and delivered a big hit.
2nd and about 6. We'll give it 2nd and 6.
Great thing about this is there's some younger guys that are going to get a lot, full quarter worth of experience here and film for the Bombers. And
he's going to fake, and he's going to go right past him, down the sideline, and in for the touchdown. No laundry on the play as the Titans right there on that nice fake of the turn back hitch and right back. So with 10:43 left, Titans get another score on the board, this time on another long pass. They'll get set for 2. We're looking, it's got trips right. Running back to the left. They'll look for the out right there. In for 2. 48-14 your score. We'll be right back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Over the years, we've told you about the benefits of choosing Spoon River College.
Affordable.
Transferable credit.
Career ready.
A culture where students feel like they belong.
Wow, that brings a tear to my eye. And while all these are true, there seems to be one thing that, well, sticks. So let's give the people what they want to see.
Enrollment is now open.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb. They were so wonderful.
I thought about the staff of MDH. They're all good. This is just the best place for you and your family.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 48-14, 10:43 left in this game. Titans get set to kick off.
So we talked earlier about there's going to be a lot of younger guys that are getting some experience here, and it's not just about the experience, it's about the film. It's about getting yourself on tape, having opportunities to not only get the coaches' instruction there when you see it there in the film room, but also you can dissect that on your own. With Huddle now, you can do all that on your own. But these young guys, Macomb is a good football team. They're what are they? 10, 24 and counting away from being 4-0. So that means you got some juniors and seniors that have a lot of experience that are ahead of you that are really good football players. So on other football teams, maybe you're getting those first team reps, but you're not getting them here. So you get that experience when you can. You're getting a full quarter of experience right now to get some reps against a varsity team. Well, now they finally have. They've
switched some out.
Yeah, they've switched some out. They've got some starters in there, but
looks to hand it off. That was a different looking formation we've had so far today.
Yeah, you're getting a look in on a Friday night under the lights, and it's a great experience.
And when you are looking at film, it's not just what you see, the formations, how they're moving. One of the big things is there's stuff you don't realize you're doing when you're playing. Like me, I was an awful player. I just liked playing football, so I kept playing. Every time they'd snap the ball, there's always a hesitation, always a hesitation. I never could understand why they kept on telling me, just go, until I got reps, started watching film the next day and went, why am I going backwards every single play? That type of thing you don't realize you're doing until you can physically see yourself, as they'll wait till the back judge sets to count. Down 9 minutes left. And a little movement. He's going to get towards the right side and out of bounds.
That was the snap was a little bit awkward. The running back may have been on the wrong side. It looked like a broken play there, but
got a little bit of positive out of it. The best you can with a lot of broken plays, just get positive. 3rd and about 8.
This is not number 11, Braden Holdhouse right now. This is number 5, Caden Nupp, a sophomore, in getting some varsity Friday night under the lights experience out on the football field as the QB. Now you got that king formation with twins to the near side to the field.
And he'll hand it off wide hole. What a great run to get up. Didn't get the first, but very close.
And I think Coach will go ahead and punt here. No, maybe not.
We'll see. He did show the kick, so they'll go ahead and punt. That little half-broken full house look really opens up a lot of opportunities. That's always one that I personally loved, because you got that twins out to the right. You can get a quick pass play, really great play action opportunities. And nope, it looks like they're going to go right back to one slot.
QB sneak.
And indeed, looking for the push, and he gets it.
He was stood up, and his fullback said, "Not today. You are going forward, my friend."
Been watching some Philadelphia Eagles film.
Those 2-3 yards are going to go on Caden Nupp's stat line, but they really belong to that fullback. I have to know who that was. We got to get a number on the fullback. See, we're at about midfield right now. We're just, at about the -42. So all I see is shoulder pads. I need to see that. I need to see the number.
I can't quite see from the computer screen, so we'll see maybe on this play. He'll hand it off and get stuck from behind the line. Big tackle for loss. And I can't see.
Oh, what do we got? 31. Jeshua McFeeters. You're never gonna guess. I'll give you 10 guesses, but the first 9 don't count. What do you think Jeshua McFeeters spends his winter doing?
Probably on the wrestling mat.
He's on the wrestling mat, learning how to get mean, learning how to be there for his brothers, and go ahead.
Oh, and the hard snap works. Hard count. Move up 5.
Oh, and that time, that was not Caden Nupp. That was number 8, Leighton Lambert, younger brother of Langdon Lambert, which I spent most of the first game of the year calling Langdon Leighton. And that was, and again, I know both of those kids very well, just like I know Drake and Lindsay May very well. But you just get up here and my mouth gets going, and it's
So they're still telling the roll clock. Scoreboard issue again?
Oh, then stopped the clock.
Yeah, I know. That's what
that sideline official on the far side looked like Pete Townsend.
He's about to take off.
He was doing that windmill guitar.
I
That reference was for the audience. You don't know that reference. That was for the audience. See,
what are you talking about? I don't know that reference.
Late 60s,
The
70s
Who?
rock
Pete
band
Townsend? Do you
called
know
The
how
Who.
much I've tried to do that on Guitar Hero growing up? Oh, my gosh.
This right here is a running clock conversation. It happens during a football game when the clock's running, and we got to keep you guys engaged.
Luckily, I have somebody to play off of. Some of these, I have to do these by myself, and that gets really entertaining.
Oh, they get to hear the voices in your head, huh? That's
so
something.
3rd and long. Tried to get him with the fake out. Couldn't get it. Show him blitz. And they'll run it up wide hole. And tripped up down there. That was number 12, I do believe, on the tackle. It's Jordan Crawley. And Jordan had that perfect trip up. Now 4th and 5, and looks like they're going to switch it into the punt team. 4:43 left here in this one. So thank you for watching here on TSSR Game Time Live.
This is why the big boys kept their pads on. Sometimes you want to get everybody reps, but when it comes to things like this, let's go ahead and get our guys out here. And
especially since they haven't been able to do it so much this year, these are now reps for them.
Yeah, this might be their third punt of the year, fourth. It's definitely a one-hand situation.
So 4th and 5, 4 minutes on the board. Sets up and a nice high spin. That was a better spiral than like Daniel Jones has ever thrown in his life. So that's down at the 30. And the Titans will get set up for another offensive drive. This game brought to you by McDonough District Hospital. McDonough District Hospital athletic trainers in the MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell and Macomb provide expert help to all student athletes in the area with prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. 1st and 10, pass right there, has the defender at the line, and he'll step out of bounds close. But no cigar for the first.
You know, these situations right here, we got to talk to Dwayne and see maybe we get some wireless headphones and we get in this situation and I could go down and spend a little time in the junior high section or in the student section.
We've got 3 minutes left, but I've got a wireless mic in this bat right here. As it's down the line, that's Crowley again. Number 12 has one man to beat, and he is tackled down at the 10.
Who is that?
That's
got to be Jeshua.
Can't see him.
It's got to be Jeshua. The way he helped him up. I know my kids. That's Jeshua McFeeters. I can't see the number, but I'm telling you that's who it was.
Man, he's so far away, I can't tell anymore.
Number 1, the effort to chase it down, but then he turned right and helped him up off the ground.
So a long pass sets up a sports corner first down, and that sets up another pass. Jukes and in for the Titans touchdown.
For Gooding.
That's 48.
Nolan Gooding. I should have went with it. There's a lot of Goodings over the years, and I knew it was Nolan Gooding, but I've been terrible with names, as y'all know and have pointed out for me.
Scoreboard's being a little slow. Really wish they wouldn't double up. So 48-20, set to go for 2. It looks for an out route, and the same play was the last 2-point conversion. Gets it to work again. 48-22 your score. We'll be right back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Over the years, we've told you about the benefits of choosing Spoon River College.
Affordable.
Transferable credit.
Career ready.
A culture where students feel like they belong.
Wow, that brings a tear to my eye. And while all these are true, there seems to be one thing that, well, sticks. So let's give the people what they want to see.
Enrollment is now open.
And welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 48-22 your scores. The Bombers lead here with 2 minutes remaining in the 4th.
So that I believe that little route that you've seen both times is what's called a choice route. Mm-hmm. So the wide receiver lines up and they look where the leverage is of the cornerback. If he's outside, we're going to run an inside slant. If he's on our inside shoulder, then he's going to run that little short hard angle out route. And if it's head up, probably still the slant. That's all predetermined and repped out in practice in the choice route.
Caught and kneeled down at the 33-yard line.
By Caden Up, the QB, one of the 2 QBs that have been playing here.
Man, even in a game situation like this, and if you get that kick right towards you, there's still a little bit of, okay, get down, please. Don't fumble this. Don't mess it up. I was playing up back. That was always the rules. Like, if you see it, fall on it, and for the love of God, do not lose track of that ball. 148 and counting as we get set up. Probably have a few more plays.
I'm giggling a little bit here. Nolan Hogue was coming off the field and tried to give a little love to one of the young guys running on the field. And they're all focused. They're getting their action in. They run by him, and Nolan's sitting there with his hand out waving. Nolan, next time I see you, I got you. I would not leave you hanging, Nolan Hogue.
And now they get set to count. And they'll just get set for victory formation. So Bombers 48, Titans 22 as they'll mark down the clock and down to 1:10 left. Both teams already lined up, waiting to go.
You get the little hug there from the father, Athletic Director Steve Horrell, with his son, Head Coach Tanner Horrell. As the handshakes and the hugs have started, they're lining up at the 50. And the Bombers will improve to 4-0 before welcoming Breeze Mater Day into the hangar for homecoming next week.
And that means that we don't have to take the 3.5-hour drive. The only benefit to that drive, I will, no matter what, go 20 minutes out of my way to stop outside St. Louis to get Waffle House. We need a Waffle House in Macomb stat. I don't know
Hey, we're getting
how we do it.
Let's
Really?
Yeah.
I did not hear that.
You haven't read that?
No.
Yeah, they broke ground this week. It's going to be next to the U.S. Cellular, that little strip.
Yeah.
By Farm King.
Okay. I knew they were doing stuff around there. Did not know that. Well, at the end here, 48-22, your final as the Bombers take it home. We thank you for watching here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. And any last words, Tony?
No, we talked about it coming into this game, that this very easily could have been a classic trap game, because there are some excellent weapons. This is one of those situations where the snowball gets rolling and you can't stop it. If you play this game 10 times, I don't know you get this result all 10 times. Don't get me wrong. I'm very confident in the Macomb Bomber football team. But there are some excellent athletes over there on the West Hancock Titan side. And they've had a brutal beginning to their schedule. And you saw they could put points up on the board. Just some things didn't go their way. A couple of turnovers at some terrible times. Obviously, the nose of the football is almost leaning over the white. You get stopped twice, and then you throw the pick, and it ends up a couple of plays later going for 7 for the Bombers. But things like that are just so tough to come back from, and especially when you're playing good football team. But on the other side of the football, this was not a relaxed effort. Macomb Bombers came ready to play. They came fired up. Great line play. Couple of little lapses there in the middle towards the end of the second quarter, but and beginning of the third quarter. But all in all, nice line play by Macomb. And what a night for Braden Holthouse. Just four touchdowns on the ground, a couple through the air. Just a phenomenal night. Defense did a great job rallying to the football. There just didn't seem to be any letdown. They didn't expect to come in and roll over. They played football, and that's what you wanted to see tonight. This was a lot closer to that complete game that Braden Holthouse was talking about, except it wasn't. There were some things we missed on. We couldn't connect on the longer throws. We couldn't get those chunk plays that we want to, that the Bomber offense looks for. But we counteracted that with the run game, both through Braden Holthouse, but also Malachi Conley, Jerron Petty, Drake May. And it was a lot closer to that football game, but I think we're still looking, and I think that we see it on homecoming against Breeze Mater Day a week from tonight.
So that'll be a great game. Tune in next week. Come into the stands for that.
We're going to have Coach Tanner Horrell will be up here in a little bit to say a few words and wrap this one up. Do we have any commercials that we need to play?
We can run a quick one right here. So we'll be right back with an interview after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Over the years, we've told you about the benefits of choosing Spoon River College.
Affordable.
Transferable credit.
Career ready.
A culture where students feel like they belong.
Wow, that brings a tear to my eye. And while all these are true, there seems to be one thing that, well, sticks. So let's give the people what they want to see.
Enrollment is now open.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on, so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. Experience more.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
I like to make time for my patients. I don't ever want anyone to feel rushed. I'm happy to sit and talk for as long as they need. And sometimes that puts me behind in my schedule, but I think it's worth it. People know if they need me that I'll be there.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb. They were so wonderful.
I thought about the staff of MDH. They're all good. This is just the best place for you and your family.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Over the years, we've told you about the benefits of choosing Spoon River College.
Affordable.
Transferable credit.
Career ready.
A culture where students feel like they belong.
Wow, that brings a tear to my eye. And while all these are true, there seems to be one thing that, well, sticks. So let's give the people what they want to see.
Enrollment is now open.
We are back on the air, and in the booth right now, we have the fine head coach of the Macomb High School football Bombers. Coach, this had all the earmarkings of a classic trap game. We talked about it beforehand, 3-0, 0-3, but when you look at how the teams arrived at that, you knew that there were athletes on the other side of the field. What did you feel coming into this, and how did you feel tonight?
Well, I was real nervous coming into this game. Coach Dorothy over there has got a dynamic offense, and they got weapons on the outside, and their quarterback's got great wheels. So I knew they could put up points. Our defense really came to play tonight. We challenged our guys this week, and they set the tone defensively, holding them to 6 points through 3 quarters. So, I mean, yeah, defensively, shutting that offense down is a huge plus.
Well, you mentioned the quarterback having wheels. I think that obviously we talk a lot about the Bombers in these moments, but that quarterback on the interception, and I know he'd love to have the throwback, but the heart and the speed to chase that play down, stay in it, and save a touchdown. That showed me a lot about the young man. And obviously on the chunk play, he had to set that moment up. He's got a lot of speed. You saw that on film last week.
He's got a lot of speed, but that's a huge stop for us.
Massive.
Kylan coming down and chasing him down and tackling him. We stopped the QB sneak at the 1 and kind of take him out of that, and then we get a pick. I mean, they score there. It's still going to be tough for him to come back, but the whole momentum's changes, and the whole dynamic of the game. So, our kids did a great job there, but that quarterback, not giving up on that play, down 35-6. A lot of kids would just hang their head and walk to the sideline and say that's that. But, I mean, he battled back, and they threw a couple touchdown passes there at the end.
Well, and while we're talking quarterback play.
Yeah.
You don't always have to have massive through-the-air numbers to have a massive night. How about the heart, the toughness, and the speed, the high knees of Braden Oldhouse tonight?
Oh, he was dynamic. That first touchdown run he had kind of lost him there. We got the radios and said someone didn't make a block, and then all of a sudden we're like, I guess it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. That's the far sideline.
Yeah, we were in QB power, and they had a corner blitz on, and Braden broke a couple tackles and made a play. But, yeah, his wheels are outstanding. His arms is great, so we keep him upright, and we like our chances.
I can't wait to see that one on film. Yeah, he gets through an arm tackle, and then somebody had him literally wrapped up, and he just high-kneed right through it. And I didn't think there was any chance of him staying in bounds.
Yeah.
I need to see that on film, but how close he was to the sideline. But, yeah, I was going crazy up here in the booth. That was an amazing run. Just a great night for him on the ground. You got to distribute the carries to a lot of different running backs. A lot of guys got some experience, got themselves on tape tonight. Jerron Petty, how about a night for him?
Yeah, I felt terrible last week. I didn't get him any touches, and he runs the ball hard. Ball security wasn't an issue against Knoxville. His was just a miss between him and Braden. One thought he was pulling, one thought he was giving it. So I felt terrible not getting him in the game last week because he's a senior, he's a leader. He's someone that's here all summer, and he deserves his carries. And tonight made sure to get him some carries, and he made some outstanding runs. Made a really nice move on one here to get in the end zone. So he's also a West Hancock kid. He grew up there, so it was a little extra special for him.
So absolutely, and to see a young man like that's why we're in the coaching business, to see where he was as a freshman to now earning his keep as a senior. Defensively, there wasn't any of those big moments that you go back. I mean, obviously the interception, but those big bomber moments. But a sack early on by Alex Brown kind of sets the tone. At the half, I don't know if you were even aware of this. They had 11 on the ground.
Yeah, 12 for 11. I heard that when I was walking out. That's outstanding. I mean, our D's been ready to play the last 4 weeks, so we got to keep that up. We got some talented offenses coming the next 3 weeks at least, so we got to keep that up.
Well, we talked about it coming into this season, and that was one thing that we were kind of had circled is how is our line going to gel together? How are they going to react? How are they going to grow? And I tell you, we had our eye on Charlie Bodiford tonight a little bit. Much better balance, much better feet, and he was consistently about 8 yards downfield with a guy. So an outstanding job. I don't think we've seen, and I think you might agree, the complete Bomber football game yet.
No, not yet.
But
still coming.
The fact is we're a lot closer, and we're 4-0.
Yep,
so,
much better than the last 2 weeks. That team's going to win some games. So I think this win was much better than the last 2 weeks.
That was a brutal opening 4 games for that
Yes.
team to start their schedule. But they win out.
They got a chance. Yeah.
They got a chance because these 4 opponents are 15-1.
Yeah. No, they played the gauntlet to start.
So wonderful night. I don't want to keep you. Get down there with your family.
And
with
go
your
see
players.
Shelby made the trip.
Oh, you're on Media Row tonight, buddy.
Killing me.
Great job tonight,
Thanks.
Coach. Another Bomber win. The Bombers advance to 4-0 on the young season. Getting into the meat of it right now. Mater Day makes the trip here, and as Kenny said earlier, we don't have to take that car ride. So we will be right back here, and it is homecoming with all the pageantry, with all the bells and whistles and dogs and pony shows that comes with that. But the most important thing at the end of the day is going to be a football game right here at the hangar, right here on the turf. 2 good football programs going head-to-head, and we look forward to it. Kenny, we're going to see you. Are we going to see you next week? I'll be here next week, and I'll have somebody with me, and hopefully you Bombers that are out there in North Carolina and Minnesota and up on the border of Wisconsin and everywhere throughout the country are going to be with us again and help these Bombers get to 5-0. Thank you so much. Closing this one out, the Bombers 48, West Hancock 22. We will see you next week.